Stella Sora, a top-down fantasy adventure roguelike. This game definitely has caught my eye. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't know this game existed a couple of days ago, as bad as that sounds, but I was introduced to it and I looked into it and I liked what I saw. So, with that being said, I wanted to go ahead and start making some content on the game because they recently came out with the live stream for both their global and JP side, and they announced that the game is going to be releasing on October 19th, which is incredible because Chaos Zero Nightmare is going to be releasing on October 22nd. So these games are practically releasing back to back, which means we're going to be very busy here on the channel, which is a good thing because I really want to start making a lot of content, and we're going to have both Stella Sora and CZN to go ahead and do that with. So with that being said, in today's video, I just want to go ahead and discuss this game, introduce you to it just in case you're unaware, get your thoughts and opinions on it, as well as talk about what we're going to be doing here on the channel in the future. So I do hope you enjoy. If you do, drop a like, sub if you're new, join the FPG fam. I would love to have you stick around. Let's go ahead and talk about Stella Sora. So what got me introduced and excited about this game? Well, essentially I've been leaning more towards roguelike type of games, more turn-based type, as well as I've been leaning away from the ARPG, the action open world type games that I've been covering here on the channel recently. It's just something new, and roguelike has always been something that I've been interested in to a degree. Whenever they're introduced in different modes for games like Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero, even Ether Gazer most recently, I've always enjoyed those type of modes where I can take a character that is just base, and with the buffs that you get along the way, make them incredibly OP and far different from their original counterpart, right? I've always enjoyed that aspect of roguelikes, and so when I got introduced to Chaos Zero Nightmare that focuses on that primarily, I fell in love with it. So to come to find out that Stella Sora has that in their game as well, piqued my interest immediately, and something that I really wanted to look into. Now, upon viewing the gameplay, I noticed that it does have that action aspect to it, which is great because I still enjoy those types of games, right? Like Ether Gazer, Wuthering Waves, Zenless Zone Zero. I still like the action aspect of, you know, the skill involved with doing your normal attacks and then procting your skills and doing things in a timely fashion. I still enjoy that, but I do also enjoy the turn-based style of Chaos Zero Nightmare. So I kind of have a blend of what I like for both. But to find out that it has a roguelike and the action style to it was a nice benefit for me personally. So I enjoyed that. And it appears that you have two characters with you that you can go ahead and do their skills as well on field. Now, as a quick disclaimer, I didn't play any of the betas when it comes to Stella Sora. Like I mentioned earlier, I just recently got introduced to the game, so I know next to nothing about it. When it comes to having in-depth information, guides, or anything like that, I'm not going to be the one to go to, unfortunately, until I really get more extensive hands-on experience with it, which is going to come when the game releases, right? When the game releases, I'll definitely put the time and effort into learning the game properly to be able to get a better understanding of all the ins and outs. But as of starting out, I'm going to be just like maybe you, if you didn't play the game, any of the betas, or if you are just being introduced to it now, brand new and learning as we go along, which might be fun for a lot of you that are watching, knowing that we're going to be learning together, right? We're going to be learning as we go along. But anyways, that was the first thing that really got me interested in this game, is the roguelike mode or roguelike aspect to it. The second thing that really got me to be hooked on the game is the characters themselves and their designs. That's one thing that I always look for when it comes to a game. Are the characters, do I like the characters? Do I like their design? Is it, you know, grabbing my attention enough and hooking me? And it definitely did. And it really piqued my interest and really got me hooked with the character that we're going to see here in just a second, which is, I believe, going to be the first updrop rate character, if that's how they describe it in this game, which is, I believe, Chitose, if I'm not mistaken, and if I'm not butchering their name, which I probably am. Anyways, we'll get to them more here in just a second, but that character definitely piqued my interest, and it had me excited to see what they will do in the future with characters. So character design, spot on. Now, the other thing is the character expressions and the characters' personalities. Those are other things that I look for, because it's these small things for me nowadays that really carry the long run in terms of me being interested and having me stick long term. Is the little details that they put into the characters and the little details that they put into the game. This is a prime example. This was not queued up, I promise you. This is a prime example of what I'm talking about though. I was watching the live stream, at least parts of it. I was skimming through it, and this came up. I'm not sure if this was on the global side or the JP side, but this little part right here for me was so random and so out of nowhere. I'm not sure where they put it in, if it was in the middle of the live stream or maybe towards the end, but this was just thrown in randomly. I don't know if there was any context to it, and it I'm not sure if you can hear the music or not, but it's little things like this, right, that really hook me. And to me, it's hilarious, it's random, it's funny. I don't know where it came from, but the fact that it's random to me is the funniest thing in the world. So that right there is the prime example of what I'm talking about. So the expression, the personality, the goofiness, the quirkiness, whatever you want to call it, that definitely hooks me as well, because it's just a little more immersive rather than the characters just being bland and cold and not having any personality or expression. So that right there, it got me, right? And then the other thing was the soundtrack. The music to this game is incredible. They have really good soundtracks from what I've heard so far, really good music. So those culminated to me being very interested in the game, as well as it being developed by Yosar. I do trust that developer and that company. So all of those things culminated to me wanting to go ahead and really invest in the game and try the game out and do content on the game. And so that's what we're going to be doing now. Just to give you a bit of what the live stream was about, you could see that they had 70 character summons and then 70 weapon or disc summons. Disc is like their weapon banner, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like their weapon. And then you have 2 standard characters you can pick from through the events, and then 2 discs that you can pick from through the events, which is really good. Now, I don't know if that's going to be through logins or actual events that you play the game. It could be both. I'm not entirely too sure, but I think that's really good to start out with. Now, 70 pulls. I don't know how the gacha system is in this game. You'll have to let me know in the comments down below. I'm not sure there's a 50-50, what the pity is or anything like that, but 70 pulls seems pretty generous, if I do say so myself, right? It sounds as if it's going to get you at least close enough for a 5-star, if not guarantee you the 5-star. So that's a good thing. And then being able to get 2 from events is really good, and then 2 weapons from the events. I think that's going to be a great way to start out, right? To be able to start the game and to be able to play the game and get through it. And I'll imagine, like, with it being a roguelike, with the buffs that you can get and everything, all these characters are going to be viable to some degree. Now, team building in terms of supports and tanking and DPS, I'm going to have to learn that as I go along. And I do plan on doing that to be able to make guides and showcases. Now, this is the character. Okay. This is the character that got me absolutely hyped for this game. If you know me and you know the channel, if you've been on it for any amount of time, you know katanas are my thing. Nodachis, odachis, katanas. That's me. You put a katana character in there, especially one that has more than 1, 2, 3, I'm in. I'm all, you got me hooked already from that point on. So that character, I believe her name is Chitose. Once again, I could be mispronouncing and I could be wrong altogether, but I believe her name is Chitose. She should be the first limited or first up drop rate character, which is incredible and interesting. There's a bit of a parallel here because she's very similar to Tsukiyomi, that was the first up drop rate banner in Ether Gazer when that game dropped, and she was like a triple katana wielding character, also black and purple color scheme design. So I don't know, I find the parallel to be very interesting. And Ether Gazer was developed or partially developed by Yostar Yongshi. Very interesting, right? I find that to be pretty cool. Anyways, very interested in that character. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead because this is another PvE, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna go ahead and skip ahead to where they go ahead and announce her. It was at least on the JP side. Also, you can hear a bit of the, I don't know if you can hear the soundtrack. I'm not sure if I got the volume up enough, but you can hear a bit of the soundtrack here, possibly, hopefully, and see some of the characters. And also the PVs, man. The PVs are on point. Like the quality of this game is up there. It's pretty top tier. I'm not gonna hold you. It's pretty good. I like it. Anyways, moving on to where they go and announce it, which is right here. Yeah, this character looks incredible. Right there, triple katana. You got me. I'm on board already. I don't know if this is like the summon animation or her ultimate animation. Not entirely too sure. Then she has this eel dragon thing. I don't know. She looks really cool though. Like a character that I would want in the beginning of the game. So definitely gonna be going for her without a shadow of a doubt. No questions asked. Zero hesitation. Yeah, we're gonna be going for this character. Anyways, with that being said, that was the video. Once again, this was just a quick one to introduce you to Stella Sora, just in case you were unaware what it was, as well as let you know why I'm going to be covering the game, and then give you a bit of what the live stream was about. Even though I didn't have too much in-depth information when it comes to the live stream, I'm sure there's some other channels out there that go more in-depth about everything that it entails and bet-wise and stuff like that. With that being said, I'm going to get on out of here. Thank you guys so much for all the support, and I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. Call me further. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.